we went and saw Sinister. Where
we did.
We took a week off because these guys probably. I don't know what happened, but it's probably these guys. And so we didn't get to talk about our expectations for Sinister, but we saw Sinister. 2 of us did. 1 of us didn't.
I've been very busy.
As a punishment, we decided a slap to the face from each of us.
Okay.
At the same time.
It. Well, that's difficult, but okay. I'll take the left side.
1, 2, 3.
You hit him, and I just hit the tip of his nose.
That wasn't so bad.
I'm gonna not go see movies more often. Sinister, same people that brought us Paranormal Activity franchise, as well as Insidious. They're kind of, doing the whole cheap horror movies, and they're making a ton of money from those. But they're doing them cheap and quick. I think they
those guys are doing like everything too.
Yeah, they pitched the idea for Sinister, and 1 year later they were already completely finished with it and getting ready to show it in theaters. So, quick turnarounds. I'm a huge fan of Insidious. Max is a huge fan of Insidious.
I've watched half of Insidious.
Probably not a huge fan if you stopped halfway through.
I fell asleep. It was late.
Probably not a huge fan if you fell asleep.
I was tired.
We all, I think, like Paranormal Activity series.
Yeah, right? I enjoy those.
I like them a lot. Mm-hmm. So, Sinister, what did you think of Sinister?
Okay, well, I feel like it's starting to turn into the same things as like the slasher genre did, where I kind of going in there always intrigued from a trailer, and then it's just kind of, it feels like the same movie with a little bit of a different twist. Like, if Cabin in the Woods can do slasher films, Cabin in the Woods can do found footage-esque films, because that's what they all feel like.
So it is found footage?
So this felt like a found footage film to you?
No, I mean, it had a lot more production to it and stuff, but it still relied on part of that as being a trope. Like,
right, they used found footage in the movie, and it's not a found footage movie, but they used found footage in the movie.
So that, I mean, I don't know. I wasn't like terribly impressed, but I wasn't like terribly disappointed.
Was it scary?
It had its moments where like anyone, scary's different. I mean, relative, you know. Did it make you jump? Well, yeah, when there's a loud screeching noise when I'm kind of starting to doze off, yes, that does make me jump.
I think you have a sleeping problem.
Maybe you should start watching movies a little earlier in the day.
No, don't worry about what I do.
A little earlier.
I at least go see them. Almost all of them. No, but still, like, it was, like, some of the acting was pretty good. Like, the little girl, she did a good job, and
Ethan Hawke was awesome.
He did good too.
He's always awesome.
Yeah.
But
I think so.
I don't know. It was just it left me wanting something.
Are you in general a fan of horrors, or is that kind of maybe lower on your?
It's definitely lower on my genre list for sure.
Okay. Yeah. I'm kind of the same way. I'm not a huge fan of horrors, especially slasher horrors. I like the ones that are a little more thriller-esque and more of a mystery even to them. Like this one was actually very much a mystery.
That didn't.
Thriller.
Yeah, that part intrigued me, but it was just it built up so slow, and it was such a. Not only was it slow, but I feel like you kind of started solving the mystery like way ahead of those people.
Yeah, definitely.
So, I like the ones that kind of like there's a twist to it, you know, like or it's something that makes you reevaluate how you were thinking before, like. But that didn't do that. It was kind of just kept on the same pace.
Yeah, I don't. I probably went in with a little higher expectations than I should have because this film's been getting a lot of buzz, and it came from the same people that do Paranormal Activity and Insidious. So my bar was pretty high. It didn't quite meet that, but I enjoyed it a lot. It was I thought it was different than the normal horror movie equation. But yeah, it had I thought awesome acting from Ethan Hawke. It was him on
pretty
screen,
much, yeah.
You know, by himself for a lot of the movie, so he carried it. And it had a cool mystery kind of going on, but like Barry said, you know, you're a step ahead of him. About halfway through the film, you know what's going on before they do. So, but I thought it was pretty good.
How was the
enjoyed it.
music?
The music was actually one of the cooler parts about it.
It did some cool stuff with that. I do.
Yeah,
agree.
they had weird ambient noise in the background, and even foreground noise like an 8mm reel going around, and they'd incorporate that into the music as it was going, like
That's cool.
the 8mm reel would then
It'd like be the build up for the
and then it'd be incorporated. Yeah, they did some really cool stuff with the sound design.
I guess I kind of went in with some decent expectations, more than I usually am for a horror movie, for sure. Possibly because of you relaying to me the buzz a bit on it, but I feel like there's a couple parts that they could have ran with a little bit more that could have made it a little more engaging. Like, we all kind of know what's going on, like, without spoiling anything. There's these he's watching these old film footage of these families, and then it cuts away to them being like murdered,
horrendously murdered.
Yeah, terribly murdered. But it all looked like you just see the camera. You never see if somebody's doing it, like what it's doing it, and it has this kind of occult myth underneath it.
Right.
But you kind of get at one point you can't tell if Kevin Bacon is seeing everything or whatever. God, there's so much to like sometimes. You never know if like Ethan Hawke's losing his mind, and if they would have ran with that a little bit more, like he was just kind of going a little bit crazy, or he was reading into too much stuff, he was overstressed and things. I feel like if they would have gone that, it would have been a little bit more engaging. But it was kind of just like I've thrown in there, just to kind of throw somebody off the loop a little bit. But
yeah,
it would have been cool to see that more. I think if you like those kind of movies, like you're really going to go in and have some fun.
Yeah, I think definitely if you're a fan of horrors.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a no-brainer.
I was a big fan of horrors in college.
We know.
Oh, horror.
We know.
So without spoiling it, what happens at the end?
Take a guess. I bet you're right. It's true.
Let's talk real quick. I don't know how much time we have left. We don't have a timer, but let's talk real quick about how affected we get by horror movies, and maybe like the horror movie that you remember being most affected by. So Max, how generally affected do you get by horror? Do they creep you out toward the point where you're maybe a little scared to go to sleep by yourself at night, or do you jump a lot during the film?
No, I get affected when they kill off the main character. That always bothers me, and it like sticks with me.
Okay.
I don't
at any point, or
at any point. If it's somebody I like and enjoy and they get killed, that film bothers me.
Well, that happens in Insidious and every part of Paranormal Activity.
Yo, dude,
film.
I still haven't seen all of Insidious.
I'm not saying it's bad, and actually, it doesn't really happen in Insidious, or does it?
Okay. I thought it sounded like you were saying it's bad.
No, I just that's how they affect me. I'll be upset. I'm like, oh man, it was a great movie, but that's a bummer. He died or whatever.
Okay.
But I don't like dawn up in my door or worry about someone in my shower or anything like that. I enjoy it when I find someone in my shower. Hey, can you get my back? I'd love to.
Yeah, Barry, what about you?
I think when I was a kid, they definitely got to me. Like, I remember It was being one that kind of affected me for a while. But like, once you start distinguishing and that it's all bullshit, then it really doesn't bother me much. I think horror movies that bother me are like something. I think the things that bother me in movies have nothing to do with the horror part, like being scared. It's kind of more like with what Max says. Like, if somebody is just, it's more. I don't know. Like, it's not a non-horror element. Usually, is the parts that bother me. I would say little kids are kind of be freaky, but now I don't think so at all. Sometimes they can, but I think they're thrown in there a lot.
The Japanese really ran with that.
Yeah.
But I mean, I like going to horror movies specifically for the people that do get freaked out.
Yeah.
Because that is hilarious to me. So
yeah, that
definitely helps. So usually horror movies to me are just if I could sit next to somebody that likes to talk to the during the movie and they're paranormal, it's just hilarious. It's great.
Paranoia.
Yes, that's what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
All those horror movies got my brain.
I definitely had a good audience for Sinister. Well, good if you don't mind being a little distracted during a horror movie. But good as in they were funny.
I think some
To
of
watch.
the most terrifying things are when like furniture in the house starts moving and you don't know like why it's moving or doesn't have any.
I think mental illness. There's one. That's when they have like when someone's just
When it's in their mind.
Yeah, but when they're really crazy, like
Yeah, that's always sad.
that's terrifying to me. Like, did you guys see Take Shelter?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That stuff is just to wake up to feel like something was real, and it's not like anything like horrendous is happening, like grisly murders or anything like that. It's just to lose your mind. That
Yeah.
one is the worst. Definitely.
All right. We got expectations of what's coming out.
I don't know.
Paranormal Activity 4, and the other one is that stupid, the Tyler Perry movie.
Oh,
Alex
Alex
Cross.
Cross.
Yes.
How do you know it's stupid? Best villain
no,
of the year.
Stupid Tyler Perry, not stupid movie.
Okay. I just don't know how Medea's gonna stop this killer.
That's what I was wondering too.
I know how she'll do it.
Well, save it for the next episode.
Okay.
All right. Thanks
Thanks.
for watching.